Well, today we're going to go inside the official Jackson Heights Middle School Band Handbook to find out. We'll look at the core commitments, the pretty unique teaching methods, and the real path to becoming an advanced musician.
So, right off the bat, you open the handbook and bam! You see this super enthusiastic welcome. And this isn't just, a simple hello. It's the program's way of saying, hey, this isn't just another class. It's a community that you, the student, are choosing to be a part of. But let's be real. Beyond that warm welcome, what's the actual deal? What's the real commitment here? What does it take to not just show up, but to actually thrive in a program like this?
All right, so first up, welcome to the band. Let's get a feel for what this journey is really going to look like.
Okay, so the handbook points out something really important right from the get-go. Band is not a required class, it's an elective. And that simple fact, that choice, is the foundation for everything else. Because every single student chose to be in that room, the bar for participation is set high from day one. It's expected. So how do you make that commitment official? They use what they call a band contract. It's not just a list of things you can't do. Instead, it's presented as a shared agreement, a pact between the director, the student, and the parents, all aimed at one single thing, making the entire band successful.
And really, this whole contract boils down to three simple but super important ideas. First, you gotta be present. That means required attendance at rehearsals and performances. Second, be prepared. That's on you. You're responsible for your instrument and all your accessories. And the third piece is discipline. As the handbook says, with big classes, that shared focus is the only way everyone gets a chance to really learn.
And look, if you're wondering why are they so strict about attendance, well, this quote from the handbook pretty much says it all. In a band, every single person, every instrument is a crucial part of the whole. So if one person doesn't show up, it's not a small hiccup. It can genuinely undermine the whole performance for dozens of other kids who put in the work. It really drives home that idea of being accountable to your team.
Yeah, and this is not just some casual handshake deal. The signed contract is treated like a major assignment. This makes it really clear that this commitment isn't just a suggestion, it's an official part of the program and your grade for the year.
Okay, so the commitment part is crystal clear, but what about the how? How do they actually teach the skills you need? This next part of the handbook dives right into their hands-on method for building the right habits from the very start. And this brings up a really fascinating question in music education, right? How do you teach something that's so physical? Like the perfect way to hold your hands on a clarinet, or the exact shape of your mouth, the embouchure, for a trumpet. You can talk about it all day, but music is learned by doing. Well, the handbook actually has a specific term for it. They call it physical guidance. They define it as brief, gentle physical adjustments from the director. The whole point is to help a student literally feel the correct posture or hand position or mouth shape they need to make a great sound. And you know what? The handbook makes a fantastic point here by drawing a parallel. This kind of thing isn't some weird practice unique to band. Just think about it for a second. A coach physically adjusts an athlete's stance. A dance teacher corrects a student's posture. It's the same exact principle. It's a standard, professional, hands-on technique for teaching a physical skill.
So what's the end game with all this? What's the point? The handbook is very clear that this isn't just about being picky. It's all focused on the student's success and well-being. The goal is to help them produce a good sound, sure, but also to avoid bad habits before they start, prevent any physical strain, and ultimately to build their confidence. And it stresses that this all happens while making sure the student is comfortable and communication is always open.
All right, so once a student gets the hang of the fundamentals, what's next?
And this is where things get really interesting, because the program kind of challenges what you might expect. You'd probably think advancement is all about, acing a final playing exam, right? Well, according to the handbook, that's not even close to the whole story.
Turns out, advancement is about the whole picture. Of course, your playing ability, your chair placement, and your participation all matter, but so do your attitude and your work ethic over the entire year. Even your behavior in class and on field trips gets taken into account. And then there's this last one, which honestly is fascinating: the instrument balance needs of the band. This means moving up might also depend on whether the advanced group actually needs another flute or a tuba. It's the ultimate reminder that your individual progress is always tied to the health of the entire group. So, when you step back and look at all these different pieces, the contract, the hands-on teaching, the way they handle advancement, it all comes together and points to one single big idea. And that big idea, it's all about partnership. Success isn't just on the director's shoulders, and it's not just the student's responsibility either.
It's a three-way partnership. The director is there to provide guidance. The student has to bring the commitment, and the parent offers support. The handbook makes the case that you really can't have lasting success unless all three of those parts are working together.
And at the end of the day, this is the goal that fuels that whole partnership. This line from the end of the handbook really frames the entire mission. It's about everyone working together to help a child grow, not just into a good musician, but into a successful and confident young person. And so the handbook leaves everyone, parents, students, with this final, really thought-provoking question to chew on. Is this philosophy, this three-way partnership model, is that the foundation you believe makes for a great music education? It's a powerful idea to think about.